Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another STAMPtember video. Today it is all about the wonderful Dare to Be Artsy Merry Mix and Match set, and it is a snow globe. It is definitely a mix and match set. You guys know I am here for all the snow globes, for all of the cute little shelf scenes, and today we're going to do both. So as you can see, you can create several different kinds of snow globes. You can make them ornaments. I think this is a very, very fun little set. I decided to use the truck and the base from the stamp set to start with. I've stamped both of the images on Neenah smooth white cardstock using Hero Arts intensified ink, and I'm coloring in the images with Olo markers. All of the Olo marker color combinations that I'm using are listed down below the video here on YouTube, as well as in my blog post, which you can find the link for that down in the description as well. I tend to gravitate to a lot of the same colors, and I did end up pulling quite a few colors, even for a little image like this. Now, don't let these little images scare you at all. I found them very easy to color. Now, I also want to say two of the images are very coloring friendly, if you will. The Believe ornament slash snow globe, I think that one would be fun with embossed resist, with lots of like inking techniques with embossed resist or not. Lots of ways to do that where you wouldn't have to color at all. So again, it really makes the mix and match of this set even more versatile. You can use the ornament topper with any of these and the snow globe base or without. I think that is another element that really increases the versatility. So let's say you don't want to use the snow globe base for these round shapes. Make them round ornaments instead. Put the little topper on them and hang them from a little die cut evergreen branch. You could do a whole trio of them on your card. Think a portrait style card with each of them hanging down. You could stamp multiple of the Believe if you wanted to. You could turn these into tags if you wanted to. There are a lot of really fun ways to use this set. I really love it. I thought it was very fun. Now, as I colored in the truck and the trees, I mean, those were no-brainers for me. Red, green, boom, I'm done. For the sky, I thought, what would be the most showy? Normally, I think I would probably have gone for something kind of light. I thought, you know what would probably look really good? A nice deep dark blue sky. So I'm using B 4.7 and then I think 4.5 to blend this out. And I absolutely love it because I think this one step right here completely transformed the image. It is what took the cute factor and just really made this a beautiful, elegant kind of snow globe, and I really, really like that. When you're coloring in smaller images, try to use a light touch with your hand. I kind of like to do more of an outline, and then I like to kind of use my mid-tone to light tone or just a mid-tone in this case to pull that dark color out and kind of soften the harshness of that line. So you'll notice I'll go back over some of those areas where the dark line is and blend it out more. But look at that. Instantly, right now, I knew that I absolutely love this set. Then I'm going back with my dark marker and I'm adding just some little dots to add a little bit of texture down near the base of the trees and the truck. We are going to have another extra step here in a minute with some stamping and embossing that is just another thing that really makes this snow globe shine. I used a very, very light blue marker along the edge of the snow and blended out with the 0 just so it has a hint of blue to it, but not super dark. We're also going to use that same color for the window on the cab of the truck. Then we're going to move on to the base of the snow globe. And again, isn't it fantastic that the base is separate from the round shape, because that gives you the versatility to make these ornaments if you're not feeling a snow globe that day when you're creating. I absolutely love that. We're going to copy the same greens and reds for the little holly leaves and berries. And then I want my base to be very neutral. I already knew that I was going to do something neutral for the background of my card. You can see up there in the upper left corner, I've pre-die cut some elements to use for this. Now, with all of my STAMPtember videos, as always, I try to incorporate other things from my stash, other things you guys might already own. I don't think anything else I'm using for my card today is new. I think it's all from previous year's releases. And I hope it encourages you to stretch your stash, even beyond a limited edition exclusive like these collaborations are during STAMPtember, where this set, once it's sold out, will be gone. The other products, they will be available for a while until they're retired. Sometimes that's years, you know, it just really depends, but they're not something that's going to be like a one and done. So I always try to incorporate lots of ideas so you can take other snow globe sets you might have in your stash and use the similar idea, even if you don't have this exact set. Next, I'm taking the falling snow from the stamp set and I am stamping it all over the round globe part of my snow globe, and sprinkling on some white embossing powder so it has falling snow all over the upper part of the card. I felt like I was missing a little area, so I added a little bit more, and then we will heat set this so that it gives it the wonderful snowy effect. Any of those little things that you can do to dress it up really make all the difference. Now, we are also going to be using some other new STAMPtember products, and that is the new Rock Candy chunky and fine glitters from Tim Holtz. We're going to be using those to add extra embellishing when we get around to finishing up our card. Now, other products I'm using today, they're all favorites, all of them. Things I use over and over. The wood plank from Simon Says Stamp is one of those basics that I think everyone should have in their stash. I have made multiple shelf scene cards with this set and I absolutely love it. I've also used the thread plaid embossing folder with Simon Says Stamp Smoke Cardstock, and I'm using the same technique as yesterday with the Whimsy stamp, where I am applying white pigment ink to the raised area. Kind of the reverse of the blackout technique where you're getting that ink to just touch those raised areas. It's going to give us a very subtle gray and white plaid background that I love. Then I trimmed down my shelf because it is rather long to 5 1/4 inches, and I am inking it up with another direct to paper technique with an ink pad using gathered twigs and scorched timber distress inks. This is going to give or bring out that wood grain look of our shelf. Look at that. Oh, so good. And then we're going to pop this up right on our thread plaid background using foam adhesive. And we're going to tuck our snow globe into Greenery. Now, what are we using for the holiday Greenery, you might ask? This is actually called Holiday Greenery. This die came out last year and it is one of my favorites. I love it and I couldn't wait to bring it back out this year. We're going to be tucking the Holiday Greenery into the shelf and then we're going to be popping our snow globe into it. Now, I felt like my snow globe was going to cover up too much, so I just took my scissors and snipped it apart to make it go a little further. There's no point in sticking my snow globe right on top of this and then having to die cut extra pine needle branches to stick out. So I first glued down the left side, and then we're going to take our snow globe base and pop it right on the shelf. We're going to tuck our other Greenery there over to the right and see how that it just extends our Holiday Greenery. This is going to be a very simple shelf scene, but I think it is very eye-catching. Then we're going to pop our snow globe top right there, and we're going to start embellishing our florals by taking the little florals from the holiday greenery and adding those as well. The green cardstock color I'm using today is Hero Arts Pesto. The red is Simon Says Stamp Schoolhouse Red. The brown of the shelf is the caramel color from the Rainbow Splash collection. It's one of my favorite browns, actually. I really love this. We will also be using a little honey colored cardstock for the yellows, and I'm trying to think if there is anything else. I think just the smoke color for the background and black for our sentiment, which we'll get to here in a little bit. I tried to scatter and spread out the red in my holiday greenery kind of here and there. Now, I didn't actually add any inking to the die cut pieces. A lot of times I do to give a little extra depth and dimension, but today I knew that I wanted to glitter up our beautiful greenery that's tucked into our snow globe scene. Using a little glossy accents, I'm going to paint or draw on some little touches of this all over the leaves. I end up adding some to my berries, just a few little touches here and there, and we're going to use the chunky glitter for this. I also really love using the opaque grit paste from Tim Holtz, but today I opted to just go with this chunky glitter instead, and oh my goodness, you guys, the results are phenomenal. All the sparkle, all the shine, it looks fantastic. So I worked on one side and then I worked on the other. Truth be told, I actually walked away from this card for a little bit. I had to go run some errands, and I thought it was a great time for the glue to dry. And wouldn't you know it, I came back home, looked at my card, and I was like, oh, I need more glitter. But this time I want to use the fine glitter because I feel like inside the snow globe, that snow right underneath the truck requires a little bit of the fine glitter, don't you guys think? So once I get the rest of my florals in place, I also am taking some opal gems from the Positively Dazzling gems. I have really been loving those opal color gems this season. I find that I'm using them on everything. Really, really love the opal gems. And Simon Says Stamp has a wonderful assortment of gems in their collection. So I am going to be adding that fine glitter here in a minute. We're also going to stamp shaking up some cheer on black cardstock using embossing ink and heat embossing with white embossing powder. The die cuts nice and tight right next to the greeting. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving so much that the die cuts are cutting so much closer to our images and our sentiments and not leaving such a big border. Next, we are going to pop this up with some foam adhesive. Just like all of the die sets for STAMPtember and from Simon Says Stamp, they are untabbed, meaning you do not have to cut them apart. There are no flying metal pieces anywhere. We all can agree that that is absolutely incredible. I forgot to buff off the powder, so I did do that really quick. Look how cute this looks. How amazing is that greenery? If you don't have this greenery or the wood plank, or really that thread plaid embossing folder, I highly encourage you to get it. They are my favorites. You are going to see these all season long because these are some of my most used, most favorite holiday and beyond products from Simon Says Stamp. Here is my little scattering of these opal gems. Again, they add a little bit of sparkle, but they're not overwhelming. I love how the smoke gray cardstock with that thread plaid embossing and the white pigment ink really sets off all the beauty of our little scene. Oh my gosh, look at that sparkle and shine. So now I'm going to take that little bit of glossy accents and I'm going to paint it just a little bit. I could have probably done it all over the snow looking at it now, but I just pulled it down a little bit, a little ways from the truck, and then we're sprinkling on the fine glitter. Don't be afraid to use your fine and your chunky rock candy glitter together on projects, and you don't need a ton of glitter. You can use little touches of it here and there, and it looks absolutely incredible every single time. Okay, we are going to then glue this to a white side fold card base, and our card is all finished. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for the Dare to Be Artsy limited edition exclusive for STAMPtember 2025. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community.